welcome back. Let's finish this up now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the square root of 171. So I have x plus 13 over 2 equals plus or minus. Now this is 9 times 19, which is the square root of 171, and the square root of 4. So if I break this down completely before I move this 13 halves over, I should have 3 root 19 over 2. So I'm now going to subtract over 13 over 2. I can't actually, you can write it like this, or you could actually choose to write it as x equals negative 13 plus or minus 3 root 19. You can't combine those, but you can actually write it over one denominator. Either one of these is totally fine. So, hey guys, again, that's the finish for this section. Sorry it was only a minute, but I ran out of time on the other video, so use this as you need it. I wish you could have got it all in one video. Take care. Talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, this is section 5.4. If you made it this far, you've survived factoring and you're just starting to wrap it up. So this is a little bit of a review before we start. I'm going to take the square root, 2x minus 5 equals positive negative 9. So if I'm going to add 5 over, it's going to be 5 plus or minus 9. So this is going to be 2x. 5 plus 9 is 14. That's my positive answer. The negative answer would be 2x equals negative 4. Divide this by 2. X is 7. Divide this by 2. And x is negative. There are your two solutions for number 1. Number 2, add 19 over. So that's going to give me, let's see, 12, carry that, 72. I'm going to divide that by dose. So x minus 4 squared equals 36. I'm going to take the square root of 36, which is plus or minus 6. So my positive answer will be x equals 4 plus 6. And x equals, for my negative 1, would be 4 minus 6. So we're looking at 10 and negative 2. There are solutions. Now, for today's lesson, that's the review, but for today's lesson, we're going to be looking at imaginary numbers, so they're not real, okay? So that's why, people usually like it, because they like it better when people keep it real. Haha, bad joke. But how do we solve quadratic equations with complex solutions and perform operations with complex numbers, right? Everyday life. Now, that's the big one that you see here asterisk, with the asterisk, okay? I squared equals negative 1. That's the guy you really want to remember. So what we're going to do is we're just going to write these in complex numbers in standard form, which basically means the number comes first, followed by the letter. So this one's going to be 9 plus 4i. Kind of treat it like an x, except the fact that I comes second. Okay? So when you do this next one in 2, it's negative 8, and 7i and 7i cancels out, so you can just leave it at negative 8 actually. So that one's pretty straightforward. 8 minus 1 is 7. And then if I put this minus into this one, remember you have to distribute this negative in. 8 minus 1 is 7, 5i minus 2i leaves you with 3i. That's in standard form. Distribute this negative in. So if I change that, I switch everything forward. So that will be basically 60 cents minus 40 cents, which is 20 cents. Okay, and be consistent, I'll put 0.2. And then I have 0.9i minus 1i. So I'm down a dime on the number. Okay, and that's that. All right, going down to 5. I'm going to distribute this negative in, so this becomes plus minus. This one's plus, that stays the same. So I have 6 plus 2, which is 8, and 8 minus 8 is 0. So I have no numbers. I have negative 9i plus 4i, which is negative 5i. There's number 5. Alrighty then. Moving on to 6. Changes the plus. This is negative 5 plus 9i. So number-wise, I got 8 plus a negative 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. Negative I and negative 2i is negative 3i. 9i minus 3i is 6i. And that's that. So the first 6 problems are finished, but basically combining like terms. Okay. And let's go ahead and look at our next set of practice. Okay. Here we go. Write an expression in standard form, complex numbers. Distribute your I in. So this is 3i plus I squared. So I can write this as -1 plus 3i. Okay? Remember. Okay? That will equal -1. Okay, guys, picking up with number 2, I'm going to distribute -10i in here, so it'll be -40i minus 70i squared. Now remember, I squared is -1, so this is actually -70 times -1 minus 40i, which is then going to be positive 70 minus 40i. And we can stop at that point. Looking at number 3, I'm going to go ahead and FOIL this. So we got -11 plus 1i plus 22i minus 2i squared. So all I did there was FOIL. Make sure I didn't mix anything up. Yep. U and 22i and -2i squared. Okay, so I'm going to combine like terms. We got -11 plus 23i. And this is now going to be plus 2. So remember, this is -2 times -1. I squared is -1. So that gives me that positive 2. So this will give me -9 plus 23i. Finish. Okay? I'm going to go jump number 4. Here we go with FOIL again. I'm going to get -1 times 7 and -1 times 3i. And I'm going to do 2 times 7, which is 14i. And I'm going to get 2 times 3 is 6i squared. It'll be negative. Remember, I squared is -1, so this is -6 times -1. This is going to be -7 plus 17i. Okay. This is going to be -7 plus 17i plus 6. This is -1 plus 17i. Okay? Moving to number 5. I'm going to get 49 minus 35i plus 35i minus 25i squared. So the 35i is going to cancel out. This is going to leave me with minus 25 times -1. This is 49 plus 25, which we all know is 474. Right? And moving right along. Okay? It's always best practice to rewrite this as 15 minus 8i. It's 15 minus 8i. That's 225. 80 plus 40 is 120i. Minus 120i. Plus 64i squared. So that's FOIL. Let me just double check that quick. Yeah, I believe we're okay. So this is going to be 225. That's the 2. I just wrote it in front now. Minus 240i. This is going to be 64 times -1, which is basically -64. So we're going to have 225 minus 64 minus 240i's. These two are going to make 161 minus 240i, and that's in standard form. All right, guys, that's basically it for 1 through 6. Let's go ahead and look at page 2. Ooh, conjugates. Now, you can't leave I in the denominator, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why you're seeing these problems here. You simplify by multiplying the complex fraction by its conjugate, only on bottom. So what you see here is 1 minus I, and you multiply by the 1 plus I. So you basically rewrite this binomial, but you switch this sign. And if you do it to the bottom, you need to do it to the top. That way it's like multiplying by 1. So, take care of the top. I get 2i plus 2i squared. On bottom, we're going to get 1 times 1, which is 1, to 1 times I, which is 1i, negative I times 1, negative 1i, and that's negative I squared. So on top, remember, this is -1, so that'll be -2 plus 2i all over. These cancel out. Remember, this is -1, so minus -1 is 1 plus 1, which is 2. And this would be basically show you a little bit of the work here. This is 2I plus 2 times negative 1. And this would be 1 minus negative 1. And you can see that this will give you this. All right? Starting with number 2. Remember, rewrite the bottom, but change the minus to plus. That's the conjugate. So when you FOIL it, the inner and outer terms will cancel out. So I'm going to FOIL the top. This is 9 plus 3I plus 3I plus I squared over 9 plus 3I minus 3I minus I squared. So this is going to be 9 plus 6I minus 1. It's plus a negative 1 over 9. These cancel out. Minus negative 1. So up top, this is going to be 8 plus 6I. That's 9 minus 1 is 8. Down here, 9 plus 1 is 10. All three of these are divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide all of them by 2. So this is 4 plus 3I all over 5. That's in those terms. So I divided everything by 2. Right. 3 and 4. Still got to get rid of the I in the denominator. So this one, multiplied by 9 plus 4I, 9 plus 4I. Okay, so I'm going to FOIL the top. It's going to give me negative 63 minus 28I, 54I, 6 times 9, and 24I squared. All over 81 plus 36I minus 36I minus 16I squared. Okay, so I'm going to combine like terms, get rid of my I squared. So this is negative 63. Okay, these two here, let's see, 24 plus 2 is 26. This is 26I. Okay, and this guy's going to be plus 24 times negative 1. So basically it's going to be minus 24. On bottom, 81. These cancel out. This is minus 16 times negative 1. So this is negative 24, negative 63, so that's 7 and 8. So negative 87 plus 26I over. This is plus 16, so 6 plus 1 is 7. And let's go 1 plus 8 is 97. So, that looks like it's in lowest terms. Can't produce it. Leave as is. Because that wasn't a nice guy. Okay. Let's go here. Next one, 1 plus 2I. 1 plus 2I. Remember, we multiply by the conjugate on the bottom. So it's exactly the same thing, except it's not a minus, it's a plus. So I'm going to go ahead and FOIL up top. I got 5 plus 10I plus 3I plus 6I squared all over 1 plus 2I minus 2I minus 4I squared. Okay, so I'm going to combine like terms. This is 5, and this will be here, 13i's plus 6 times negative 1 all over 1, these cancel out, minus 4 times negative 1. So this is going to be 5 minus 6, which is negative 1. Still have 13i's there. Down here, this is 1 plus 4, which is 5. There you go. And that's it. Okay, write what each power of I is equal to. Well, looking at your chart, you have a formula sheet. This is equal to square root of negative 1. This guy is equal to negative 1. This guy is equal to I squared times I, which would basically be negative 1 times the square root of negative 1. Okay, so negative square root of negative 1. I to the 4th is positive 1. Okay? I to the 5th would be I times I to the 4th. So this would be square root of negative 1 times 1, which would just be square